Have you ever built a Lego car? Of course you have. We all did as kids. But what if I told you there are people who've built actual, full-size, drivable cars, entirely out of these tiny plastic bricks? Today, I'm showing you the 10 most insane life-size Lego cars ever built. And trust me, number 1 will blow your mind. Let's kick things off with Sweden. Coming in at number 10, the Lego Volvo V70, built in 2022, 201,000 pieces, 1,200 hours of work, weight, almost 1,500 pounds. But you know what's the coolest part? It's a family station wagon. And the Swedes, of course, couldn't resist a joke. This Lego Volvo's trunk can actually fit IKEA furniture. Volvo used this car in their family values campaign. Imagine, an entire family gets into a car made of Lego and drives to a picnic. And inside, every seat is also made of Lego, and you can actually sit on them. Typical Swedish reliability, even if it's plastic. Great start, but it only gets crazier from here. And this is the complete opposite. The adorable Italian beauty, the Lego FIAT 500, built in Turin in 2020, 190,000 pieces. This is the most compact car in our top 10. For comparison, it weighs only 990 pounds, lighter than me after Thanksgiving. This little beauty was showcased at Milan Design Week and became an absolute star. Inside, there are hidden Easter eggs, Lego minifigures in Italian style, holding pizza, wearing striped shirts. This was Fiat's gift for the 63rd birthday of the legendary 500 model. Now let's get back to the big boys. Lego Chevrolet Silverado, length 20 feet. This is a massive pickup, 334,544 pieces. They even counted exactly. 2,000 hours of work in Connecticut. Weight over 3,000 pounds. That's like a small elephant made of Lego. But here's the thing, the tailgate actually works. And you know what they loaded into it at the presentation? Lego boxes, total meta moment. A Lego truck carrying Lego sets, Inception vibes. Even the headlights work, made from transparent Lego bricks. Chevrolet used this giant to promote their new Silverado HD model. Marketing level, god tier. Here we have a legend, the Lego Volkswagen camper, symbol of freedom and the hippie movement. Built in the Netherlands in 2018, 12 people, 4 months of work, 400,000 pieces. But the main feature, the interior. You can open the doors and actually go inside. And there, a fold-out bed made of Lego, a mini kitchen with a stove and fridge, a folding table, even curtains made from special Lego fabric. Yes, that exists, and the roof raises up, just like a real 70s camper. The Dutch took this beauty on a tour across Europe. Well, technically on a trailer, but still. Imagine people's reactions. Wait, is that a giant Lego? This camper is based on an actual Lego set, just at 1:1 scale. For all the JDM culture fans, the Lego Honda Civic Type R, 320,000 pieces, 1,300 hours of work, built in the UK in 2022, specifically for the launch of the new Type R model. Championship white, the iconic color, looks absolutely identical to the original. Inside, red Sport Recaro seats made from red bricks, the spoiler, and it's adjustable. The angle of attack changes, just like the real thing. But the coolest part? Honda let fans at the auto show tune this car. People brought their own Lego pieces and added them. Crowdsourced tuning. A British drift champion evaluated the aerodynamics and said, even as Lego, this is one aggressive machine. Honda even ran a virtual crash test. The result? The Lego version withstood the impact better than they expected. The world's first life-size Lego Land Cruiser, 470,000 Lego Technic pieces, built in the Czech Republic in 2023, 1,700 hours, that's 10 weeks of non-stop work, length, 16 feet, 3 inches, weight, 2,600 pounds of pure Lego, all 5 doors open, roof rack with expedition gear, shovels, jerry cans, all made of Lego, winch on the front bumper, and it works, can pull, well, a small Lego boulder. And the most insane part, they tested it off-road. Light terrain, of course, but it drove. The suspension with shock absorption held up. Toyota engineers said, this is impossible, but it works. Inside, there are 70 hidden Easter eggs. one for each year of the Land Cruiser model, from the first 1951 model to today. And it's the first eco-friendly Land Cruiser, runs on an electric motor. Toyota commissioned it for the 70th anniversary. A legend built from a legend. Hold on tight. The Lego Toyota GR Supra, built in the Czech Republic in 2021 by the masters at Technic Bricks. 380,000 pieces, 2,400 hours, that's 100 days, weight 2,600 pounds. Nitro yellow, the signature GR Supra color. It glows like the sun. Inside, red and black sport seats, dashboard with an actual LCD screen, steering wheel with the GR logo. The president of Toyota Gazoo Racing personally inspected the car and said, "This is the most driver-focused Lego car in the world. Top speed, 15 miles per hour." And it's kept in the Toyota Museum in Prague, a legend celebrating the Supra's return. Bond, James Bond. Number 3, the legendary Aston Martin DB5, the car of Agent 007, 290,000 pieces, built by British masters at Lego headquarters in Denmark, 1,500 hours of work. Silver birch, the iconic silver color from the 1964 film Goldfinger, created for the premiere of No Time to Die. Aston Martin personally approved every detail, and now it's sitting in the James Bond Museum in London. Project cost £120,000, with a license to kill. Number 2, and now we're entering the big leagues, official project between Lego and Automobili Lamborghini, the Lego Lamborghini SIÁN, 400,000 pieces, 3,290 hours of work, that's almost 5 months, built in Italy by Lego master builders, 1:1 scale, every millimeter identical to the original. Weight, 4,800 pounds, even heavier than the real SIÁN. Verdegea, unique metallic green, gold accents. These are the rarest gold Lego pieces. They had to be specially ordered. Scissor doors. Open up, just like the real thing. Y-shaped headlights. 543 transparent elements. They actually light up. V12 engine visible through the rear window. Every part made from Lego Technic. And now it's sitting in the Lamborghini showroom in Sant'Agata Bolognese, where they make real Lamborghinis, right next to a real SIÁN. Guests walk in and can't immediately tell which one is Lego. Lamborghini's chief technical officer personally inspected it and said, "This isn't a replica, this is a work of art." At night with lighting, it's absolutely stunning. And it even sounds like a Lamborghini. A built-in audio system reproduces the roar of a real V12. Project cost, €350,000. Only one in the world. SIÁN means flash of lightning in the Bolognese dialect. And this Lego lightning struck straight to the heart. And here we are at number 1, the Lego Ferrari F40, the last car approved by Enzo Ferrari himself before his death. A legend, an icon, a dream, built by the French team Riccardo Zangelmi, builds in 2021, 358,000 pieces, and every single one, red Rosso Corsa, the legendary Ferrari color. They sorted them by hand. 2,800 hours of work, 6 months of life poured into one car, 1:1 scale, accuracy down to the millimeter. Twin turbo V8 engine visible through the rear window. Every turbo assembled from Technic pieces. Rear spoiler raises up, just like the original at high speed. 5-spoke wheels, identical to the real ones. Inside, red bucket seats, the iconic gated manual shifter. And you know where it is now? In the Ferrari Museum in Maranello, the Holy of Holies, right next to real F40S. Enzo Ferrari's family blessed this project. Weight, 2,400 pounds. The real F40 weighs 2,760, almost identical. The creator, Riccardo Zangelmi, said, "The F40 was my childhood dream. I could never afford a real one, so I built it from Lego." And now his creation is in the Ferrari Museum. Dream achieved. Project cost, €75,000. But if they were to sell it, experts estimate $500,000. Ferrari uses its photos in official materials. This isn't just Lego, this is a symbol. That's why the Ferrari F40 is the absolute number one. Iconic automobile, supreme craftsmanship, museum piece, Ferrari's blessing, and an incredible story of a man who built his dream. 10 cars, over 3 million pieces, from Sweden to Italy, from dream to reality. Which one would you build? Drop it in the comments. Smash that like button if Ferrari is your number one. Subscribe if you want more stories like this. See you in the next video.